NATO support means Ukraine can defend itself today, be in a strong position to secure a just and lasting peace, and be able to deter any Russian aggression in the future. Billions of dollars worth of critical military hardware is flowing into Ukraine, sourced from the United States, paid for by allies and partners. This is firepower only America can provide. We are doing this through a NATO initiative, indeed we call Pearl. Since it was launched this summer, Pearl has supplied around 75% of all missiles for Ukraine's Patriot batteries, and 90% of the ammunition used in its other air defense systems. And I want to thank Germany and all our allies for their support. Pearl is keeping Ukraine in the fight and protecting its population. And I count indeed on more allies to contribute to Pearl and to step up support to Ukraine in many other ways. Because we must strengthen Ukraine so they can stop Putin in his tracks. Just imagine if Putin got his way. Ukraine under the boot of Russian occupation. His forces pressing against a longer border with NATO. And a significantly increased risk of an armed attack against us. It would require a truly gargantuan shift in our deterrence and defense. NATO would have to substantially increase its military presence along the eastern flank. And allies would have to go much further and faster on defense spending and production. In such a scenario, we would long for the days when 3.5% of GDP on core defense was enough. The number would grow massively. And with that imminent threat, we would have to act fast. There would be emergency budgets, cuts to public spending, economic disruption, and further financial pressure. In that scenario, painful trade-offs would be unavoidable, but absolutely necessary to protect our people. So let's not forget, Ukraine's security is our security. NATO's own defenses can hold for now. But with its economy dedicated to war, Russia could be ready to use military force against NATO within 5 years. Russia is already escalating its covert campaign against our societies. Russia's list of targets for sabotage is not limited to critical infrastructure, the defense industry and military facilities. There have been attacks on commercial warehouses and shopping centers, and explosives hidden in parcels. And Poland is now investigating sabotage against its railway network. This year we have seen reckless airspace violations by Russia, whether it is drones over Poland and Romania or fighter jets over Estonia. Such incidents put lives in danger and raise the risk of escalation. And while we often think of the risk primarily in terms of our eastern flank, Russia's reach is not limited to land. The Arctic and the Atlantic are additional avenues. A reminder yet again of why this alliance has been so crucial for so many years on both sides of the Atlantic. So we are working together to ensure the safety and security of all allies, on land, at sea and in the air. We have increased our vigilance and strengthened our deterrence and defense along the eastern flank with Eastern Sentry. And we continue to protect our critical infrastructure at sea with Baltic Sentry. NATO's response to Russia's provocations has been calm, decisive and proportionate. But we need to be prepared for further escalation and confrontation. Our enduring commitment to NATO's Article 5, that an attack on one is an attack on all, sends a powerful message. Any aggressor must know that we can and will hit back hard. And that is why we made the crucial decisions in The Hague on defense spending, on production and support for Ukraine. And yes, we are seeing important progress. Look at ammunition production. We have seen a six-fold increase in European production of 155mm artillery shells compared with 2 years ago. I visited a new factory in Germany, in Unterlüß, this year, which plans to produce 350,000 artillery shells a year. Germany is fundamentally shifting its approach to defense and industry to increase defense production. And the investments Germany is making in its armed forces are extraordinary. Around 152 billion planned for defense by 2029, 3.5% of its GDP by 2029. Germany is a leading power in Europe and a driving force in NATO. German leadership is essential for our collective defense. Its commitment to doing its fair share for our security is an example to all allies. We need to be ready, because at the end of this first quarter of the 21st century, conflicts are no longer fought at arm's length. Conflict is at our door. Russia has brought war back to Europe, and we must be prepared for the scale of war our grandparents and great-grandparents endured. Imagine it, a conflict reaching every home, every workplace. Destruction, mass mobilization, millions displaced, widespread suffering and extreme losses. It is a terrible thought. But if we deliver on our commitments, this is a tragedy we can prevent. NATO is here to protect 1 billion people on both sides of the Atlantic. Our mission is to protect you, your families, your friends, and your future. We cannot let down our guard, and we won't. I count on our governments to keep up with their commitments and go further and faster, because we cannot falter or fail. Listen to the sirens across Ukraine. Look at the bodies pulled from the rubble. Think of the Ukrainians who might go to sleep tonight and not wake up tomorrow. And what is standing between what's happening to them and what could happen to us? Only NATO. I have a duty as Secretary General to tell you what lies ahead if we don't act faster, invest in defense and continue our support for Ukraine. And I know this is a hard message as we head towards the festive season, when our thoughts turn to hope, light and peace. But we can take courage and strength knowing that we stand together in NATO, with determination and the knowledge that we are on the right side of history. We have a plan, we know what to do, so let us deliver. We must. Thank you.